So today I wanted to take you on a little short walkthrough through my physical recent Disney World trip album. I decided to do a physical album because I've done digital before, and this was a smaller trip, so I thought I would just give it a try since I didn't need to document every detail and just the highlights. So I chose this red dotted album because, red and Disney go together really well. So on the inside here, I Mod Podged my race bib from the marathon onto the album cover, and I was actually really scared to do that. I'm not very familiar with Mod Podge, so I made a copy of it just in case it didn't work out, and I was so worried I would ruin my original bib, but luckily I didn't, and I think it turned out really well. So this is my title page. I just did the year and a picture from Magic Kingdom and Epcot, and I just love this little Our Magical Adventure Starts Here card because it just ties everything together. So my first 2-page spread was our hotel, and we had stayed at Pop Century. This was actually a postcard of the sign, and that's kind of a tip of mine. If you can't get the perfect picture you want, it's awesome to just buy a postcard and pop it in your album. It looks great. This was from our happily ever after Cinderella dinner. I'm tripping over my words and I don't know why today, so just bear with me. I love to take the autographs I get from the characters and place it on the picture. I just think that's a cool way to remember that they signed your book. I used a little list to list the characters we met and, a little journaling blurb. Yay, my marathon picture is the best part of the trip. This is actually a Facebook sweet status that my husband had posted, so I really wanted to include that. I came out of the pockets a little bit, and I adhered a picture of the start line and the finish line back to back, which I really liked. This was one of my favorite pictures of the trip, although I wish I hadn't stood in front of the Peter Pan head, but whatever. My actual finish picture with my medal, and then just a few of my favorite pictures from the race course. Then it was time for the next day to hit the parks. So Magic Kingdom up first. I used a little bit of a photo overlay there because we were on the bus heading to the park, and we always usually take a selfie. Breakfast at Be Our Guest, my meeting with Rapunzel, and my favorite ride, Peter Pan's Flight. I also wanted to highlight a few new rides I've done and a few of my favorites. So a few favorites I've done a million times is Haunted Mansion and Pirates. I got to do the Jingle Cruise for the first time, which is the Christmas version of the Jungle Cruise, and Carousel, a progress show. I did a two-page full spread on the parade because it was the first time I ever went to the parade, and I used a little bit of a photo overlay there, and I will link most of the products I used on my blog post, but just know that these are mostly Say Cheese Simple Story line. I love this picture of me with the Dumbo, and this chocolate chip cookie was my favorite. I blew up a picture of the fireworks and put Wish on it because of wishes. And this was our start of our day at the Animal Kingdom. I used a little alpha letters and things like that. Now I won't be able to post what alpha letters I use because those are just random ones I've collected through the years. This is a 2-page spread on our character meal at Tusker House, which was a lot of fun. I did a spread here on our first trip on Expedition Everest, which was awesome, and I had stamped at the top of the card, "Today was awesome," which it was. More character shots and more extracted autographs. And one of the last things we did in Animal Kingdom was go on safari, so I did a page with that, and I kind of took the alpha letters and made it kind of a long way of a title card. I don't even know if that makes sense. And then I blew up this picture of me and Jana because Jana actually left a day before I did, and we always like to take a sad picture when our Disney trip is over. And I put "Now it's time to say goodbye" because we always say saying goodbye is like the sad version of the Mickey Mouse Club song. Alright, and this was my solo day in Epcot. I was only there a couple hours, but I got a lot done. You can see I started the day with my Starbucks drink, and I just love the Disney Parks cups that they have. I just think they're awesome. And then, these were some of the rides I did in Future World. My new rides were Figment and Living with the Land. And I put a picture here of my Test Track card because I loved it. It was pretty. It didn't win or come close to it, but it certainly was pretty. And now we're on to my favorite part of Epcot, which was World Showcase. The first 2 countries I did was Canada, and I stopped for some awesome fish and chips in England. And this is actually an Instagram picture that I printed out. And then we got France and some ice cream. And had my meeting, my awesome meeting with Princess Jasmine. Again, extracted autograph. This is my day from the American Adventure. So I'd never seen the American Adventure show, so I really wanted to highlight that. Art I ever done the Voices of Liberty, which I enjoyed a lot, actually. And I was really tired at that point, so sitting in that theater for 30 minutes felt awesome. And this is actually my last pictures from the trip. I just took a picture of the lion, I believe in China, and I love the little store that they have in Japan. It's got a weird name, so I can't think of what it is, but they have the cutest little knickknacks and a lot of like Zelda stuff and Japanese stuff. And I just love, love, love looking in there. And then I kind of did this wrap up page. It's more of a traditional scrapbook page, but the Say Cheese line had this awesome I love this place card where you can kind of wrap up your trip and put your favorites. So I kind of wanted to include that near the end. And then the absolute last thing I did was a picture of the Disney Magical Express sign that says see you real soon, because I just thought that was an awesome way to end the album. So thank you again for watching my video and checking out my album. I hope you enjoyed it, and I will put links to some of the products I used at the blog. Thank you.